This is session 3 of our Bootcamp series, and today we're looking at the phrase portal, the gateway to the best translation engines for you and your team members across your organization. We are joined by a fantastic group of experts today who will be leading us through the session. I'm excited to introduce them. Kyan Lowe is our Senior Product Manager, and he's going to talk us through what the phrase portal is, what problems it solves, and even take us into the product itself to show us how it works. We have Corina Meyer, our Senior Product Marketing Manager, and she will show us how the phrase portal compares to some other solutions that teams within organizations typically turn to when they are in need of translation. And lastly, we will play a pre-recorded message from Francesca Sorrentino, the localization director at Phrase, who has kindly recorded a contribution just for this session about how we at Phrase make use of the portal, which can serve as a lovely use case example for you. So we are in for a great session. Let's jump right in. And Kyan, over to you.
Yep. Thank you. Hi, everyone. First off, let me just quickly walk you through today's agenda. We'll start with a quick introduction to the portal, explaining to you, like what portal really is, and then followed by how it solves key pain points. And next, we'll also highlight some key features and show you a quick demo on setting up and using the portal. We will also cover some upcoming features, and after that, we'll compare Porto to other solutions out there and also share some customer feedback as well. And then we'll wrap up with a Q&A. So first of all, I want to set the scene and explain why we're here today and why Porto matters in today's localization landscape. These days, 81% of B2B buyers are more likely to purchase when product information is available in the native language. And that means consumers expect personalized experiences, and naturally, localized content plays a critical role in meeting these expectations. And according to a different report, it's also not just about getting a sale, because 74% of customers said that they are more likely to repurchase when after-sale support is in the language. And this, again, emphasized the value of real-time localization in improving customer satisfaction and engagement. And localization is also as equally important internally, because studies have also shown that 80% of employees are more productive when they can communicate in the native language. So removing language barriers can improve not just collaboration, but also enhances the overall efficiency of global teams. So as you can see, like machine translation can really play a key role in making this possible. And that's where phrase portal comes in. Because it allows you to translate more content, reach markets faster, and also improve both internal and external communication. So what exactly is phrase portal, as you probably might ask? Well, it's a machine translation tool, quite similar to the major ones out there like Google Translate, but with more automation and integration. What I mean by that is that of course, it supports both text and file translation, but it's also supported by multiple MT engines, MT glossaries, and translation memory to ensure consistent and high quality results. It's also very easy to set up, so even non-localization team can can use it to speed up the translation workflows, while still being able to have full control over the content security. And the good news is that if you're already on the new phrase platform pricing, you already have access to the portal. So yes, now that we've covered what phrase portal is, let's just quickly talk about some of the common challenges in localization and why we believe phrase portal is the right solution to tackle them. First off, we've got overburdened localization teams. Localization teams often have a huge backlog of requests and not enough resources, which often leads to delays that slows down other teams as well, potentially, like sales and marketing, who needs materials translated quickly, to hit the goals. So when the localization team can't keep up, you potentially get shadow localization. And what that means is, departments start taking matters into their own hands, like, they will hire freelancers, vendors, or rely on free machine translations tools out there. While it might seem like a quick fix, you often end up with inconsistent messaging because everyone's using different tools. And on top of that, using different external resources adds cost and complexity, as you might be juggling between, different services like, Phrase for TMS or like Google for translation or another one for training engines, for example. And this could create a fragmented workflow that's difficult to manage. And why would you do that when you can manage everything within Phrase directly, right? And also, we've got suboptimal translation quality. And this is a big one because when teams cut corners or use some low quality, tools, the translation quality will likely be suboptimal. And without a unified approach, you likely end up with inconsistent terminology across regions and making it harder to maintain a clear and cohesive brand voice. And this could potentially confuse your customers and affect the overall experience. Let's also talk about security concerns, because that's actually one of the key things that we hear a lot from our customers. So like when people use free tools, because there's always a chance that, you could potentially leak confidential information. And this has actually become a real headache for the IT security team of our customers, who are trying to keep everything in a contained environment. So while adding controls on employee access to machine translation may increase costs, the risk and expense of non-compliance often far exceeds these extra costs. So now that we've gone through the pain points, I'm actually quite curious to know which one resonate with you the most. So if you have some time later, please go back to Slido and share your opinion with us because we've got a second poll as well over there. So yeah, anyway, these challenges can be quite overwhelming, but we believe that they are solvable. So let's look at how the key features of Phrase Portal address these pain points. Starting with MT Auto Select. It automatically picks the best engine for your language pair and your text domain, which means less manual effort and better translation quality. Plus, all of the engines that we use are GDPR compliant, so your data stays secure at all times. And also for those who need more customization, we also have empty profiles because it allows admins to choose specific empty engines for translation. And you can also connect to your own engines through, let's say, API keys, which also gives you additional security. Next up, we've also got linguistic assets, like which are really all about improving quality and efficiency. First off, we've got like empty glossary, which integrates your preferred terms directly into the machine translation process and can reduce terminology errors by up to 80%. So having this level of control is particularly valuable when you're managing, multiple teams or departments or, different regions as well. Then there's also translation memories. As you all know what it is, this basically speeds up the process and also ensures consistency across projects. So for content that gets reused often, like product information or marketing copy, this feature could save you tons of time and help reduce the workload of localization teams. And another powerful tool that we have in Phrase Portal is the quality performance score. As you can see, Phrase QPS. What it does is it basically provides an instant score for file translations, and this helps you quickly gauge the quality of the translation. So like you don't have to wonder if the output is up to your standards. And if you want to learn more about QPS, you can watch the webinar from yesterday and learn more about our AI features. And on the cost and efficiency side, we have MT reporting. This feature tracks MTU consumption across portals and give you really detailed insights into how your MTUs are consumed over time and also across different portals. And this is especially important for teams that need to optimize the translation spending. And like I said, a lot of our customers' biggest concern is actually security. And this is why we introduced SSO recently. It integrates with your existing identity provider, so users can just log in with one set of credentials, and this basically simplifies user management and also ensure that security compliance across your organization. So yes, to quickly sum up these key features are designed to help you solve the pain points that we discussed earlier, whether that's about cutting down on manual work, improving translation quality, or keeping your data secure. And now we would actually like to show you exactly how Phrase Portal works through a couple of video demos.
So we'll move over to the pre-recorded.
Hi, this is a walkthrough video of how to set up the Phrase Portal to help your team centralize and streamline the translation efforts with no localization expertise needed. In this video, we will guide you through setting up a Phrase Portal, configuring empty profiles, and leveraging empty glossaries to enhance translation quality. And the best part, it only takes a few clicks to get started. Let's start by setting up a new portal. First, navigate to the Portals page and click on Create New Portal. You can create up to 9 portals, each designed for different use cases, all in just a few minutes. From here, give your portal a name and a description. And choose a colored icon for easy identification. This simple customization step helps you quickly spot the right portal, especially when managing multiple ones. Next, you can choose how you would like to handle machine translation. With Empty Auto Select, the most appropriate machine translation engine is automatically applied based on the text domain and language pair. Or for more control, you can select an empty profile to manually set the translation engine. After that, you have the option to enable the Phrase Quality Performance Score feature to track how accurate your file translations are. This gives you real-time insights and help you maintain high-quality results. Now, you can set how your team access the portal. Choose between specific users, that means only selected users and admin can access. Or open, any portal users or admin can access. Or admins only, then only admin would have access to the portal. These options ensure that you have the right level of control and collaboration for each project. Once you're all set, just click Save to add the portal to the Portals page. And there you go, your portal is ready in just a few clicks. Now that your portal is set up, let's share it with your team for easy collaboration. To share the portal, just click the Share button located in the top right corner. From here, you will see a pop-up window where you can manage how to share it. Depending on the access type you have set, you can either search or select this specific users to grant access. Or, if the portal is open, just
copy a link and share it with anyone in your organization. This makes it easy to collaborate without needing to manually add users. Now next, let's move on to configuring your empty profiles and glossaries. These will help ensure consistency across your translations. To start, navigate to the Phrase Language AI page by clicking Settings TMS from the left-hand menu. From here, click the Empty Glossaries tab and select Add New Empty Glossary. Now give your glossary a name and choose the languages you'll be translating into, and then click Create. After you have created your glossary page, you can click Import to find one of your glossary files. As you can see, with just a few clicks, you have created a glossary that ensures your translations stays consistent with your brand's terminology. But keep in mind, glossaries need to be attached to an empty profile to function. Now let's go ahead and attach the glossary now. From here, click Phrase Language AI again, and now you will add the empty profile. You can either edit an existing profile or create a new one by clicking Add Empty Profile. Once you're in the profile setting, click Attach Glossary and select up to 10 glossaries from the drop-down menu. Attach glossaries ensures that your key terms are translated consistently, no matter the language. Now let's also choose the machine translation engines you want to use by toggling them on in the empty profile. This step also helps you fine-tune the translation process to match your needs. And don't worry, your changes are saved automatically. This is a walkthrough of how to use Phrase Portal to do translation. In this video, I will show you how to translate text and files quickly using the tool. Whether you need instant text translations or file translations, you can get started in just a few clicks. To begin translating, open Porto through the drop-down in the top left corner of the dashboard.
Or, if you've been given a direct link, simply open the portal you need to work in. From here, let's explore the two ways you can translate content in the phrase portal: text translations and file translations. To translate text, open one of the portals you have access to. From here, simply type or paste your text into the text area. You can enter up to 5,000 characters at a time. The auto-detect feature will automatically identify the source
Language for you, or you can manually select the source language and specific locale. Now choose the desired type language. The best machine translation engine for the language path will be selected automatically, saving you time and effort. And the translation will appear instantly. From here, you can review and edit the translated text directly in the text area, or copy it to your clipboard for use in other application. Now let's move on to translating files. With Phrase Portal, file translations are just as easy. First, choose the source and target language for the file using the drop-down menu inside the Portal. Now, simply drag and drop or upload your file from your local folders. Phrase Portal supports a variety of common file types. Once your file is uploaded, click Translate into target language, and the file will be processed in just a few moments. And if your organization has quality performance score enabled, a quality score will also appear next to translated file, giving you insights into translation's accuracy. As you can see, score here. So when the translation is complete, simply click Download to retrieve the translated file. And that's it. Your file is now translated and ready to use. Finally, let's take a look at how to access recent translations. Inside the Portal, click Recent Translations to view all previous translations in your organization. From here, you can browse through all your recent translations, making it easy to revisit past work. And to download recent translations, just click the download icon next to the file. It's as simple as that. And that's how you can use Phrase Portal to translate both text and files.
Okay. Kayan, over
Right.
to you.
Thank you. Yeah, so hopefully now you're more familiar with what you can do with Phrase Portal. So let me also share some new exciting features that we'll be launching soon. First up, we've got PDF processing. We know this has been a big challenge for many of our customers because, PDF is such a widely used format, but until now it's been quite, tricky to work with. So we're actually quite excited to release this feature by December. So then you'll be able to translate both readable and scanned PDFs directly in Phrase Portal. And but now we also all know that maintaining the original layout and formattings of PDFs can be quite difficult sometimes. So while we also aim to preserve as much of it as possible, we'll also provide the output in docx format. So this way you can easily edit it if necessary. And if you're also interested in being one of the first one to try out PDF, we would also love for you to participate in our beta testing program, which we plan to launch soon. So please, if you're interested, just reach out to your customer success manager and we can get you set up. And also one more thing, if there's specific file formats that we currently don't support, especially if you're planning to process a lot of volumes with it, please let us know because your feedback will also help us prioritize our future updates. Next, we've also have MTU consumption control that's coming up because we've heard from many of our customers that managing MTU consumption can be a bit of a mystery. And it's hard because it's hard to track and control how much is being used, and that makes it tough for you to keep your budgets in check. And to address this, we're introducing a new feature that will let admins to set MTU limits at the portal level. And hopefully this will give you more control over how much is being used. And it should significantly reduce the need for constant oversights. And now I will pass over to Karina, our Senior Product Marketing Manager, to talk about how Phrase Portal stacks up against the machine translation services in the market.
Thank you, Kayan. Yeah, we know that we're not alone in the market. However, we believe that there are important advantages to our offering that I would like to present to you. I have grouped the other solutions that are out there in 4 categories. So let's start with the first one. How does Phrase compare to using what I call a single engine provider? Well, the first and obvious one is that we offer multiple engines that are integrated with Phrase. So that way we can ensure a higher quality for more language pairs. For example, we have the Tencent engine and Rosetta, which are great for Chinese and Japanese. And we have DeepL, which a lot of people like for German and French, for example. You can also, as Kain mentioned, attach your translation memories, and that makes sure your MT compares and talks more in the tone of voice of your company. And as it's just one click away, it's easier to set up. Whereas with another provider, you would need to export it. And if they offer it at all, which not all do, and import it, which is time consuming and therefore often gets forgotten. The advanced customization options that we offer are also making us stand out. So not only MT glossaries, but also custom MT models that you can create in our custom AI product can be leveraged in the portal. And as portal is part of the Phrase platform where the localization team is working anyways, it's very easy for the localization team to keep the central oversight and make sure everything is set up the way they want it without needing to switch tools and update things regularly. It's also very cost efficient because Phrase is included in your, the portal is included in your subscription already. You already have it available if you're a Phrase customer, and you can top up capacity if you need to. These top-ups are mainly volume-based. So this is an advantage compared to other providers that have a mainly seat-based pricing. Because if you want to roll it out to the entire organization, which we recommend, that means you also have a lot of occasional users that might only translate 1 document per month. And for those who don't want to pay an expensive per seat price, therefore a volume-based pricing is much more suitable. And of course, you have everything under one roof, no need to purchase an extra tool. So if you could click forward. Yep, thank you. How does Phrase portal compared to the so-called MT aggregators, which also have multiple engines available? Well, the advantage of the Phrase portal is still that your translation memories are just 1 click away in Phrase TMS, and you can easily leverage them and attach them to the Phrase portals. And the central oversight of the localization team can really make sure the quality is always high, because we all know it when we need to work in a different tool that we're not used to, these things can get neglected. So this is really a good way to make sure that the quality is always up. Then you have everything under one roof. You have a centralized tech stack, no need to purchase an extra tool. Again, it's all part of the Phrase platform. And the Phrase portal is also comparatively easy to set up. No complex settings that you need to learn in a new user interface. All right, let's jump to the third category. Some language service providers are also trying to offer this. We always recommend separating purchasing language technology from language services, and that also applies to the Phrase portal. Building software is our core business, and we're constantly innovating and increasing our features to make sure you have the good experience. For example, we've recently released even more detailed analytics to monitor usage per portal, and have expanded our user management features so you can really have a good control over who's using which portal. So the access rights, and as Kain mentioned, the cost control functionality is also coming soon. If you could click further. But that doesn't mean you need to do it all alone. We actually recommend that you work with your LSPs. If you have a close relationship, you can collaborate smoothly with them and letting them help you set this up. They might have a good idea of which translation memories are suitable to attach to which portal. If you have a portal for marketing, one for sales, one for legal, they can advise you in what assets to attach, mainly in terms of translation memories, but they could also advise you on which MP glossaries need to be created and help you in the creation of that. And that's for the buyer side. If you're working for a language service provider, you can also, of course, offer this as a new service and help your customers set these up without having the technology yourself. So this is a good way to show how buyers and LSPs can work together on phrase technology. Yeah, of course, all our security certificates and guidelines apply also to the portal. And it is made for high volumes. So yeah, really ready for you to use it and roll it out to the entire organization. Yeah, let's jump to the fourth category, the free browser tools. That's probably the most obvious ones. Let's start with the quality aspect. The fact that we provide multiple engines in the phrase portal with the auto-select feature, of course, ensures that there is good quality over all language pairs. The customization options with attaching the translation memory, empty glossaries that Kayan showed. This is something that, of course, no free tool can offer. And yeah, this really has an impact on how you communicate. It might seem an easy solution to use a free tool once, but using these generic translations that don't comply with your tone of voice, with your terminology, they can harm your brand. It's something that is sometimes called brand erosion. If your brand that you've built up is watered down with these type of generic translations. So with the phrase portal, you don't run this risk. And another very important point is, of course, the compliance and security issue. Most organizations do not allow their employees to post internal content on free tools, which they don't have contractual relationships with. As Kayan mentioned, especially the regulated industries are very strict about that, but also most of the big organizations, they have IT departments that check new software and approve it. And they want their employees to use these approved tools. And yeah, Phrase Portal is a way to avoid this, what some people call shadow IT, avoid people going to free tools because the Phrase Portal is such an easy and simple and still secure alternative for them. So making it easy for team members to use it avoids them going to free browser tools. All right, that was it from my side. Back to you, Clara.
Okay, thank you very much. And now let's have a look and let's see what our internal localization director has to say about the Phrase Portal. She has kindly pre-recorded her message about the benefits and an example of how we internally use the Phrase Portal for collaborating with our APAC marketing team.
Hi, I'm Francisco Sorrentino and I'm the localization director at Phrase. Obviously, we use our own tools for localization at Phrase, and today I want to talk to you a bit about the benefits of Portal for localization teams. First of all, Portal reduces your team's workloads, which is very helpful, especially in case of small teams and tight deadlines. Secondly, it allows other verticals and teams in your company to use consistent and approved terminology and existing translations in a very, very easy way. It also helps with internal evangelization as it helps educate other teams on the value and complexities of localization. And It empowers stakeholders to make informed language decisions. It is very easy to set up, also a big advantage, and you don't need to create user profiles or you don't need any additional licenses. I also wanted to talk to you about a very practical use case that we had in our company. At Phrase, one of the first teams to adopt Portal was the APAC marketing team. Localization and APAC marketing work very closely to create campaigns and adapt assets for the APAC region. We tend to follow regular localization processes and workflows for content that is created in English and needs to be localized for other territories as well. However, for APAC-specific content that needs to be highly customized or is created directly in one of the APAC languages, we wanted to empower the marketing team to get localized assets faster, without localization being a bottleneck. As you can see from the slide, in this example, with Portal, we were able to make the localization process extremely simple and lean for the APAC marketing team, so we reduced the workflow from 6 to 2 steps, while keeping consistency with the rest of the localized assets that goes through the regular localization workflow.
Next we'd like to also talk about some customer testimonials, because since we launched a few months ago, we did, get some feedback from our early adopters. One key point that keeps coming up is, again, security, because customers really value having a secure and centralized system, especially when it comes to comparing it with other public tools out there. They've told us that it helps them, to make sure that the employees only do translations within a contained environment. And another area where customers see a big difference is the ease of use as well. They've found the setup process quite straightforward and also appreciate how intuitive it is to manage users and translations. Like features like managing user access or sharing portal are quite simple and fast. We've also heard a lot of feedback on the quality and the consistency, because with the integration of translation memories and empty glossaries, customers are getting more consistent translations that maintain, the preferred terminology. And that's something that they've noted is much harder to achieve in other tools. And of course, there's also speed and efficiency. Our customers appreciate how much time they're saving, especially on less critical translations. And the ability to be able to manage translations quickly and independently has been a huge benefit for many of the teams. So as you can see, like the feedback that we've got has been quite positive, especially around security, ease of use, and the translation quality. So now that you know what Phrase Portal can do, let's also talk about how you can get started so you can begin taking advantages of these features yourself. First, if you're already on the Phrase new pricing plan, you're all set, because your organization already has a default portal. And of course, you can set up your own. What you need to do is to just log into your Phrase account, go to the Phrase main dashboard, which is very likely the page that you will see when you first log in. You will find Phrase Portal in one of the tiles, or you can check the drop-down menu to access it. And for those of you who are on legacy pricing, you can also request a trial directly through your customer success manager. And we can just go from there. And anyway, that pretty much concludes our presentation. I think now we can move over to Slido and answer any questions that you might have.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Kayan. Well, I think this is a great finale, to the Phrase Bootcamp 3 series, where we were seeking to give you an overview of the vast capabilities of the Phrase platform, and we really hope that you found them useful. We can proceed to the questions in just a second. I will just paste the link again to the chat just in case you're looking for it. We have some questions already, which is great. We will jump right into them. And while you maybe articulate and type in more questions, I would like to just take a brief moment to mention what we have planned for you for next week. more webinars. We will be running two. The first one happening next Wednesday is a session where we will discuss a new approach to translation memory threshold optimization and how setting the optimal TM threshold tailored to your specific projects can enhance pre-translation accuracy, reduce manual revisions, and ultimately increase your team's efficiency. The day after, we will introduce our new integration with Unity, and we will be showing everyone how creating high quality and player-centric gaming experiences in the player's native language can be, streamlined and automated and can help game developers launch their games globally faster. So if you're interested in any of these sessions, you can sign up on phrase.com. I will paste a direct link for you in the chat as well. And I think we are, with that, ready to go into the questions. And let's start from the top. Any plans to link existing phrase TMS glossaries to the portal to avoid creating separate glossaries just for the portal?
This is actually a feedback that we got from our customers. That's something that we're looking into. Because right now, if you want to, add a glossary, to the MT glossary, what you need to do is to upload a file yourself to manage that. And we do see that it's a cumbersome process. It's definitely something that that we're looking into to offering to our customers. But we're also just assessing, like how much of our customers are using glossaries at the moment first. Thank you.
Thank you, Kayan. Next one, where can I get more info on how MTUs work?
Yeah, on Help Center, there's this article on how MTU works, but I could also just quickly explain to you how we actually calculate the MTU usage. So with MTU, there are three components. One is the total number of characters that the customer sent to machine translation. Second is the weight by the machine translation engines that you choose. So different engines will have different weight. I would say generally most of them would have 0.5. But for more information, please go to the Help Center article to check as well. And the third component is the weight that is assigned by phrase when you use any additional phrase AI features, engine auto select or QPS that would have an additional 0.5. So basically how it works is that once you have the number of characters, it will, let's say 1000, it would times the sum of the weight of the machine translation engine plus the 0.5 if you use any phrase language AI features. So let's say if you use QPS, for example, then 1000 characters would equal to 1000 MTUs. Or let's say if you don't use any language AI features, then it would likely be 500 MTUs if you just use a standard engines I think DeepL or Google, for instance. Hope that answers your questions. But again, if you have more questions, feel free to check out our Help Center article.
Thanks, Kayan. Next question, is Portal powered by Mistral? Our internal teams wish to find ways to plug into Mistral after studying the quality of several machine translations.
That I am not sure. But I think we'll get back to you on this. But I don't think so, but I would like to be more certain about my answer.
Yeah, definitely. We have a way to follow up. So we will do that after the session with the concrete answer. Will PDF processing support only PDFs with inline text or also image-based PDFs through OCR?
PDF support both. Standard, readable PDFs as well as scanned PDF through OCR. So we've tested that, should be able to process different languages. Yep. Thank you.
When Portal will be integrated with TMS, say if there is a need to ask linguists to check MT translation.
Yeah, this is actually feedback that we got a lot from our customers. So that's another thing that I would say like this another thing that's like on top of our list. But we cannot give you a very concrete timeline yet. Because like I think like the goal for Phrase Portal is to enable our customers to get translation fast. And if we do send, do integrate that with TMS, this could be, like a more lengthy process, which kind of go against with, like what we trying to offer with Phrase Portal. So yeah, that's something that we're still evaluating right now. But again, it's on top of our list. That's for sure.
Okay. And I think last question we can get to today before our time comes up for the session. If you want to save portal translations to a phrase translation memory, how can it be done best?
So right now there's no direct integration with TM with Phrase TM right now. So the best way would be downloading the text file and then uploading it back to TMS. I think that's the current workaround, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Karina, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I would be interested in knowing why why you would like to do that. So maybe you could send us a follow-up message in what you want to achieve with saving the machine translations to a translation memory.
Right. Yeah, I think this is great about, introducing something to the customers who then come up with follow-up questions, so it makes the dialogue go on, which is great. I see some outstanding questions here in my list, but we unfortunately don't have more time, but we will follow up with you afterwards. So at this point, I will thank you very much for attending today's session. Thank you to our presenters, Kayan and Karina, and Francesca from a recording. Thank you all. There will be a short survey that will pop up after we close this session, so you can let us know what you thought of the session and maybe give us feedback on what topics you would like to see next. And yeah, hopefully I will see you at some of our webinars next week or later on. So thank you and bye-bye. Have a good day.